a lot of people are really, really nervous right now, right? I mean, you can feel it. They don't know what's going to go on. The gentleman that I was on with that found, some way found that um, it was an interesting conversation. I literally was supposed to be on 1 hour. I almost was on two. And I'm a guy that's got like very little time, right, during the day. But it was quite interesting what he's been focusing on. He's very concerned about the current financial system. I think all of us are. He's been working on a really cool idea that, I want to read through his book. I want to let you two look at it and talk about it. But what he's doing, anyways, is he's trying to come up with a solution, right? He's trying to come up with a solution. And, we've talked about it many times here. And one of the things I'm doing myself is, I'm shedding off things that are not producing fruit of their labor and focusing more of my time, because I only have so much time, right? You're going to stay balanced in life, then you only have so much time. So I have to really look at my time every day, 6 days a week when I do the work, which I love, by the way, and make sure I'm spending it on the things that are actually producing the fruits of the labor. And that doesn't have necessarily to be doing with what you're making personally, but it has to do with what's happening with the people that are coming to these webinars, what's happening to the people that are going through the 45-day challenge, and seeing Brother Rasaji on Fridays, going through that training material, reading his Circle of Life book, what's happening, to people going to the Energy Wellness Company. And you can go on there and spend about 15 minutes reading these testimonials, and the fruits of the labor of those entities, right? And again, I feel it's very important that everybody focuses, besides focusing on yourself, and spirituality and your connection to the Creator is very important in business. Just like I told this gentleman today, you can't separate the two. You really, truly can't separate the two. Some people say, well, is this business? You're talking about spirituality. You're talking about the relationship with the Creator, regardless of what you call God, Jehovah, Yahuwah, Abba, Heavenly Father. There's many names, right? In many different languages that call the Creator of all things the point of creation of all things. Always was, always will be. I said to this individual, I said, what around you has not been created? Can you name one thing in your home that has not been created? One. There's nothing. Everything's been created. Everything's been created, right? So you can't separate the two. I want to talk briefly a few minutes a piece on that. First with you, Brother Joseph, before we get into some specifics. Because I know that we mention it a lot, but it's important, I believe, from my personal experience. If you want to share a few minutes with us on that, how you feel and what you've experienced, with that.
Yeah, Jimmie, I think that's great. And I'm glad we're addressing that, frankly. And, you guys both know my feeling, when you're secure in what you believe, then what somebody else believes can never offend you. And is this telecast that we're doing today, is this too spiritual? Is it not spiritual, and this and that? Well, that's your own opinion. I want to put God first in my life. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I've learned that putting God first really works for me. And, the forces of evil can use that against you also. I'll never forget somebody coming to my office one day and saying to me, what's different about you? There's something different about you. And I said to them, they were asking me business stuff, and then they asked me that question. And I said, okay, twice. I said this, you just asked me a personal question, and I'm going to stop talking about business. And then I said, you just asked me a personal question, I'm going to stop talking about business. I got up out of my chair and moved to another seat in the boardroom. And I said, let me tell you about my faith. And I've learned to do that because some people don't understand that that my success in business does come from God and God alone. And that's who I give the credit for it. But you have to posture yourself sometimes in a way not to offend people, but to win people to the faith. And I've learned to do it in a very non-aggressive, genteel way that hopefully attracts people to do the right thing.